what do you think about having Christmas in space? That's what's in store for Sunni Williams and Butch Wilmore, the pair of NASA astronauts who have been stuck in the International Space Station since June. They posed for a holiday photo that NASA posted with caption, "Another day, another sleigh." And almost immediately, online users weighed in, expressing concern for 59-year-old Williams. She looks visibly more gaunt compared to when she took off for space, and her hair graying a bit there too. "Strange, Sunni Williams does not look well. She needs to come home now," said one user. Another tweeted, "They look like they are in very bad shape, in need of being evacuated ASAP."
Williams and Wilmore were only supposed to be gone for a week or so, but a series of technical difficulties, including propulsion system issues, led to multiple delays. Though Boeing Starliner took them to the ISS, Elon Musk's SpaceX will return them to the Earth. NASA said Thursday the two will remain stranded until March. Christmas in space, sign me up, but not for 8 months at a time.
Yeah, I'm out. I have no interest in space. I don't want to go. Leave me here on the sweet green Earth. But so what is kind of interesting about this is, I guess, SpaceX had made contact with them, but wasn't able to bring them home. They have to complete some kind of construction of a return vessel to get them back. So there is a plan to get them home. It's just that it's going to take longer than was originally believed to happen. I saw some people speculating that they weren't actually stuck in space because they had Santa hats. But again, my understanding is that people are able to go visit them. They just can't bring them home. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Or they've just, the ISS has been up there for 20 plus years. There's probably just, I think there's a gorilla suit up there too. Remember when that astronaut dressed in the gorilla suit to surprise his comrades in the station? But certainly, obviously they probably didn't pack enough underwear. When you pack for a week-long trip and then you're there 8 to 10 months, stuff is certainly going to spoil. Again, these are two astronauts that are well-versed, that have been in space before, but certainly did not plan on this long of a journey. Amber, to your point, SpaceX is likely to rescue them, after April of this year. It was a Boeing Starliner that originally brought them to the ISS. NASA had concerns about propulsion issues with that rocket, which is what grounded it. It came back without that crew successfully, but there were certainly concerns of cost to human life. But certainly a long trip up there for them.
Yeah, and we're in a really weird space right now because of the way NASA has been operating, where they've been outsourcing a lot of their production, their development, and their creation of new technology to these private companies, one of which, SpaceX, has seemingly leaped ahead of the others in terms of its technological ability, and the way that Musk was recently able to catch a piece of a rocket,
the president-elect loves to talk about, which is
he loves that story,
right?
But it is very cool.
Yeah.
But what does this say about our nation's funding of space exploration and the importance that we put on it if NASA is no longer funded to the point where they have to go to these private companies? It seems like 10, 20 years ago, there was a decision made that we were good with the level of space exploration we had completed. We weren't really going to go much further than that. Now you have people like Elon Musk talking about potentially sending humans to Mars,
certainly,
of all places. I think it's a great thing to have people interested in space exploration. Again, I'm not interested in it. But when you have people with billions of dollars and this is something that they want to do, I think it's great for people to be creative, to be enterprising and entrepreneurial, and to help an area that's clearly very much lacking in the U.S. government.
Yeah, and this might be a small C conservative argument that I'm going to make as the Democrat on this panel, but I like the idea, to your point, of these corporations competing for government funding, right, as part of this effort, but also the ingenuity, the ability to advance these technologies when you have these different companies that once NASA filled that role, obviously with the space shuttle and the moon missions and things like that, and had a direct, and we saw competition obviously with the Soviets that spurred a lot of that engagement. We're seeing a similar dynamic with these corporations, to your point, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Boeing in the mix, not just competing for government dollars, but also competing in the technology race.
Right.
And I think that's a great thing for space exploration. I was a kid that loved the space program. I went to space camp as a kid. It was the best week of my life down in Florida at Cape Kennedy. And I think this is a great thing, obviously with government oversight, right? NASA flagged the issue with that system for Boeing, which is why those astronauts are there. But it is interesting to see kind of NASA take this backseat role while these corporations have moved forward.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be working better because the cost of failure for a government-funded agency is much higher than if it's someone investing their own dollars into trying to complete something for the sake of beating the other guy, or just having that sense of accomplishment with being able to achieve something so great. It feels like we're sort of in the early days of pioneering America, where people were very entrepreneurial. They wanted to create things, they wanted to achieve, and it's not just another like financial services firm. It feels like so many new companies these days are based in the digital world, and to have something where people like Musk and Bezos are actually creating something, a physical product that can do amazing, great things beyond even the human imagination, is a really special thing to witness.
And to your point, assuming the risk in that as well, where we've had issues, obviously technical issues with the space program where we've lost astronauts and things like that, which are horrible tragedies. But the element of ingenuity coming from the private sector, assuming those risks, because we've seen a lot of rockets explode on the launch pad, in the past with some of these corporations, which is, again, one of the reasons why these astronauts are stuck up there for nearly a year. I do think it's a brave new world that we're embarking on. From your point, from the Wright brothers who started this in their Dayton bike shop to Kitty Hawk, to now these corporations and these corporate leaders, really, in Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, stepping up because of their interest in what's next for space exploration and for the human experiment.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I mean, Kai Trump, the president's granddaughter, has started a YouTube channel. She posted a behind-the-scenes video of them watching that rocket catch at the SpaceX headquarters. And it was really interesting to hear Musk talk about it to the president-elect and some of the other people who were there, because he kept saying, I'm pretty sure it's going to fail. I'm pretty sure it's going to explode, or I'm pretty sure it's not going to work. And then it eventually did. But his acceptance of the fact that it was probably going to fail and that was okay because he would learn something from it.
That's all part of it. Yeah, exactly.
That's nice to hear that attitude. I don't think we hear it enough these days.
True. Well, we send our best wishes to those astronauts Williams and Wilmore.
Absolutely, and to all of our viewers, we wish you a Merry Christmas. That's going to do it for us today on Rising. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Diwali,
Happy New Year,
all of the holidays. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts.